Welcome to another edition of the Litigation Psychology Podcast brought to you by Courtroom Sciences. I'm Dr. Bill Kanaski, and boy, am I knocking down the coffee this morning. Yeah, baby. I'm telling you right now, if a doctor told me, oh, you can't drink coffee anymore, you'll die if you keep drinking coffee, I'd be like, okay, well, I guess call a funeral home. I'm not going to stop drinking coffee. It could be the greatest thing ever. Really. Can you imagine going without coffee? And for you non-coffee drinkers, I have no idea what in the world is wrong with you. It's the greatest thing in the world. However, this is where coffee gets screwed up. If you're like my family, they put so much junk into it, like it's not even coffee when they're done. It's like a milkshake or something. It's loaded up. I just drink black coffee. Folgers. You can't go wrong. The standard this is how, remember growing up, my grandmother would make coffee every morning. I spent a lot of time at my grandmother's house growing up. First thing I smelled when I woke up, this Folgers coffee. Don't need all this fancy stuff. It's the greatest thing in the world. All right, now that I got my coffee rant out of the way, is everybody being healthy? Talked about that in the last couple podcasts. I'm very, summertime's here. Working on the beach pod. Okay. Make sure you're physically active. Guys, gotta get the workouts in. And you don't need a lot. You don't need a lot. Hell, if you just walked most days of the week, you see a lot of good results. But, you know me, I think it's resistance training. That's where it's all at. So attorneys, claims people, anyone else listening, get moving. Get to the gym. My home gym is rocking. Oh, I'm telling you, for the third time, that hack squat is no joke. Ooh. Wow. I'm still kind of walking like a baby deer this week. Man, that works. It's not for the faint of heart, I'll tell you that. Jeez. All right, today's podcast. This is something I said at the end of the podcast with Dr. Wood and I, but I want to jump into this more. The Rockville podcast, which, by the way, Steve Wood went mosh pitting at Rockville. I was stuck at home. That's okay. I had to take care of my son. For those of you, and many of you have reached out, thank you so much. We're like on week 5 post-op here, doing physical therapy. He has 2 appointments a week, but we do it at home every day. And I gotta tell you, this kid, he's gonna be 17 here in a couple weeks. He's good attitude, but boy, is this brutal. This is brutal. But man, he's working hard, staying motivated. But man, devastating knee injury. It really, really sucks. So we're all hanging in there. So thank everybody for your support and reaching out. That really means a lot to me. Let's get into this topic of plaintiff attorneys. Good morning. Because we're going to talk about you this morning. Because what I've seen on social media is really incredible. Let's talk about attorney advertising. So the traditional advertising that's absolutely still around, because I see it and hear it every day. During the daytime, mostly daytime, particularly in the morning, you're seeing, kind of your standard plaintiff attorney commercial starring the plaintiff who won X number of dollars or got a big settlement, and they thank the attorney, right? That's kind of like standard operating procedure for TV commercial, in that we've all seen all the billboards or advertisements plastered across buses and stuff like that, park benches, whatever. That's kind of the traditional plaintiff attorney advertising model. However, something's really changed here over the last year, and and thanks to the algorithms on social media, once you start watching something, you get more and more and more of that, right? And so I've been checking out, plaintiff attorneys on social media. and very, very different approach. And I think this is, let me be very clear here. Based on what I've seen, this is my hypothesis. I think this is a coordinated campaign to influence public/juror opinion. And there's two things going on here, two themes to all this. Number one is I think they're vilifying the insurance industry, because many of these things I'm seeing on social media really directly go after the insurance industry. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about that. And then secondly, which comes as a surprise, but I gotta tell you, I'm actually impressed, hats off. They're trying to humanize the plaintiff's bar. Okay, now it comes to no surprise. Jurors don't like attorneys, period, defense or plaintiff. But there's a plaintiff attorney stigma, particularly the billboard guys and stuff like that. A lot of eye rolling there. A lot of those commercials too on TV are just cheesy. God, really, really bad commercials, right? Really bad commercials. And so there's this kind of like ambulance chasing stigma around this, and they're trying to get rid of that. So let me kind of tell you what's going on. I broke this down to what I've observed in 4 categories on this kind of social media campaign, which I think is going to be highly effective if this keeps going. And it's been going on for months and months and months, probably about the last year. And I see more and more of it, and I see this across the country. Okay, because remember, like with the TV commercials and the billboards, you only see those locally, and those will change locally. Well, you go on TikTok or X or Instagram, anywhere in the country, you're going to see this stuff. So we've kind of like, they've gotten out of the, hey, I can get you, call me, right? I can get you the biggest verdict or biggest settlement, blah, blah, blah. They've gotten away from that, okay? And they've taken on a couple different themes here. Number one is don't get screwed by your insurance company. So the whole thing with all these is, hey, if you get into any type of accident or if something bad happens, don't talk to the insurance company and don't take a nickel from them. They're going to screw you. It's the number one way to get screwed. So I've seen a million of these TikToks on X, on Instagram, and that's the theme of, hey, the worst possible thing you can do, okay, if you're been injured in any way, shape, or form, is to talk to the insurance company, number one, and number two, don't take one nickel from them because they're going to lowball the shit out of you. Okay, that's the theme here. I've seen this over and over and over, and that's probably, if I had to rank order what I'm about to go over, that's probably the number one from a, how often that's probably the number one message coming across, is really saying, listen, these insurance companies are greedy. They will do everything and anything they can to screw you over, and the last thing you want to do is settle with them. You need to call an attorney. Okay, that's the main message here. Now, just recently, I think it was Josh Hawley, is that his name? Josh Hawley, in a congressional hearing. I think he had the CEO and some higher level execs from Allstate. There's a congressional hearing, and he was cross-examining these insurance people, and oh my. Now, this was on like coverage from like storm coverage and stuff like that, right? Let me turn this phone to silent. There you go. And he's just on national TV, just ripping these insurance company executives on how they're screwing the American people on coverage. Now, again, mostly talking about like, storm damage and stuff like that, but it doesn't matter, because that type of negativity towards the industry is very, very negative. Okay, so that's kind of area number one that I'm saying. So what happens? So like, for example, on TikTok, you'll have a attorney, sitting at their desk or whatever. Another thing that they've done is they've gotten away from, like, you'll see them like walking in the park and they'll be holding their phone, taking a video. Like, hey, I'm just a regular person here. I'm a human being. I'm trying to help you. Don't talk to the goddamn insurance company, right? So they're coming across in this very unique way, which I find very intriguing. But a lot of anti-insurance messages, hey, they're going to screw you. Don't get screwed. Call us, we will protect you. Now, nowhere in this is the key. Nowhere in that message does it say, hey, I'm going to get you this crazy verdict or I'm going to get you this crazy settlement. Okay. They've kind of avoided that. I'm going to give you fairness because if you go through them, it's not going to be fair. Okay. That's kind of area number one that I've seen. Massive campaign. Number two, this is, I didn't see this coming. Many of these plaintiff law firms are posting things on X, and again, TikTok, a lot of TikTok, that really have nothing to do with litigation. They're almost like law firm commercials showing how human they are. So I'm seeing TikTok videos where, somebody's walking around the law firm like, hey, meet our legal secretary, right? Here's our paralegal. Oh, here's Sally and John. They're the founding partners. And just kind of talking about everyday life and how much they love their job. And they come across really friendly and professional. And there's really nothing in the video that addresses verdicts or settlements or wrongdoing or negligence or money. It's just, hey, we're a close-knit firm. We care about people, and we're pretty fun, and it shows these folks having fun. Now, I did see a ridiculous one yesterday. So all this has limits, right? I sent it to my colleagues, like, oh God, and it was a popular plaintiff attorney, and he's at his standing desk like I'm standing right now, and the camera's behind him, right, looking at his screen, and it's a Zoom meeting with him and his staff, and they're playing just a really, really terrible song, by the way, a very terrible song, and like they're all dancing. That's the video. It's the attorney and his staff on Zoom, and you can see him on Zoom on the screen, and they're playing like some song, and everybody on the screen's dancing and the attorney's dancing. And the whole theme of the video is, hey, we have fun here at Miller and Miller Law. Bing, 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 boom, 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 boom. That's what it was. It's the type of music it was. Boom, boom. Is that club music? See, I'm too old for this shit. That's all I heard. Boom, 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 boom. And the dude's trying to dance. By the way, he was awful. It was terrible dance. See, I don't dance because I know I'm terrible. Like this guy, really, really bad. But, the whole theme is, hey, we're good people. We have fun. Okay. Now, let's talk. Why is this message so important? Think about witness testimony at trial, right? How important likability is. Likability, if jurors like your witness, they'll believe anything they say. Anything, right or wrong. So the theme here is, hey, we're fun, likable people. You can trust us. And they're not even talking about the law. They're not even talking about lawsuits. They're not talking about injuries. They're not even talking about money. The whole thing is about, hey, we're a good crew here, and we have fun, and we do a good job for our clients. It's incredible. It's really incredible. I mean, the other ones that aren't so quite cheesy, the dancing one was really over the top. It was I burst out in laughter. But the other ones were like someone's holding their phone and filming and kind of walking around the office. And again, it's like, hey, meet our paralegal, Debbie. Debbie, tell us a little bit about, and Debbie kind of talks. Okay, and then they walk to the next room. Oh, here's our nursing expert. And they talk to the nursing expert. Then they go into the partner's office. Hey, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's kind of working. They stick their head up. And it's all very friendly. And it's all kind of like, they're like get to know you videos to show, hey, we aren't these cheesy people on the commercials are built. Like we're real people and we care and we're fun and we're just like you. I find that very intriguing. Okay. I've seen a couple of these at the same time where they're doing like trivia, like going from attorney to attorney is okay, Attorney Jones, trivia question, and Attorney Jones, so Attorney Jones is at his laptop working, right? And then he looks up, he goes, oh, hey, how are you? Okay, and like the paralegals taking the video. Attorney Jones trivia, right? Who won Super Bowl 37? Do you remember? Attorney Jones is going, let me think about this. Blah, blah, blah. And he gets it right or he gets it wrong. And that's the whole message. So the whole message there is, I think there's a stigma to the plaintiff's bar, which they're trying to get away from. And I think a lot of this is what they're trying to do. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't get mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger. I think they're doing a good job of it. You should go search some of these videos. The problem is then they keep popping up, but then, you can forward through those. Okay, so we got anti-insurance. We have the, hey, we're good and fun people, please trust us. Now, another one that's just popped up is plaintiff firms are posting videos on social media that are, they take the education, like the teacher role. And so I've seen a lot of these. Again, they're highly effective. And again, they'll have somebody with the camera being like, okay, Attorney Jennifer, can you explain to our audience what is discovery? Like what is discovery? And then Attorney Jennifer goes, oh, discovery. Well, this is a process, or it's early on in the case, and we exchange it, we blah 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 depositions, and they go on this kind of like, here's how a lawsuit works, and they're really good. They're really, really good. And then to get even deeper into that, some of these questions are kind of very, very specific. Like, so if a witness has to sit for a deposition, what advice would you give them? Okay, well, number one, then now the attorney starts talking, right? Well, number one, like you always want to tell the truth. Okay, blah, 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 blah. And so they've taken on this very like educational type of videos to educate the general public on kind of how lawsuits work in general. And then several more specific videos on, what does this mean? What does that mean? Okay. And again, don't shoot the messenger. I think they're doing a really good job at this. And some of them are even kind of case specific to whether it be car crashes. I've seen many of them on medical malpractice. And it's like, okay, well, what do the question is something like, well, what should somebody do if they think they've been harmed by a medical provider? Okay, well, here's the first, and they give you like a checklist of things that you should do, right? So it's very interesting to see this slant. So we got the educator, and then here's the last one. Here's 4 of 4. And it's kind of like, it's almost a little bit about, it's a good transition from the last thing I just talked about, is they're many of these plaintiff attorney videos, they're providing kind of like a do's and don'ts checklist. Like, here's what you should do. So I saw one the other day. It's like, listen, if you're filing a claim, do not post anything on social media, because here's what's going to happen, right? Like, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. Here's what you should do. Boom, 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 boom. And they provide this checklist. So again, that's it's kind of a different form of education, because it's talking about the do's and don'ts. But all of this, right, is aimed at the jury pool. Okay, and I'm serious. Do you see some? I saw a plaintiff attorney commercial this morning here in Orlando, and it's like you cringe. You cringe, right? So they put some lady up there and her husband. She's got 3 teeth. He's got 4. And, Dan got us $250,000. And it's like you're watching this going, who in the world would hire Dan? Like, it's just a terrible, cheesy commercial, right? And then you've seen all the billboards, some of them quite creative, by the way. But a lot of billboards are cheesy too, right? And so that's kind of where the whole like ambulance chasing thing comes in. Ooh, number 5. Ooh, let me talk. I forgot about this one. A lot of videos here, okay? Is plaintiff attorneys, this is where the competition's coming in, differentiating themselves between each other. So a couple of videos I've seen recently is they'll have a plaintiff attorney sitting at his desk, and he'll say like, listen, you gotta hire the right attorney. I saw this yesterday. He goes something, I'm paraphrasing. Most attorneys, like you see on the billboards and the commercials, they never go into a courtroom. They just settle everything. On the court, you want your maximum recovery, okay? You need a trial attorney. You're not one of these billboard people. You need somebody that knows the courtroom, that knows how to communicate with jurors, okay? And that's what we do here at Johnson Law. And so I've seen a couple of those, popping up where they're trying to more market, I guess, against other plaintiff firms to show that they do things differently. So I find that intriguing as well. And then some of these, you'll see some combination of factors, like they'll get into the education, and then at the end, they go ahead and just trash the insurance industry, right? Now, so I went on a search to see what are any defense attorneys out there putting out pro-defense messages? I did a search, and I don't have it in front of me. I found one attorney. She's a civil defense attorney. She's like 32 years old, and talking more defense stuff, right? I couldn't find anything else. So from a public relations standpoint, the plaintiffs bar has gotten all in on this type of stuff on social media. I haven't seen a peep either from the defense bar, except for this one attorney, and really nothing. I guess I have to dig deeper, maybe. Really not much from the insurance industry. So then when you get into courtrooms and you see people have a lot of anti-insurance thoughts and feelings and irrational belief systems, it kind of makes you wonder, right? Have they been pre-programmed? Now, many jurors, see, before all this happened, many jurors still didn't like insurance companies because, quite frankly, we've all been screwed by our insurance company in one way, shape, or form, whether it be medical insurance, homeowners insurance. I mean, you name it. All of us. Okay, and that sucks. And that's kind of where all this started. But now I've seen this again. It's a coordinated marketing campaign, right? It's public relations, really. It's less marketing, more trying to set the narrative on kind of what's going on in the industry to educate potential jurors, what's going on out there. And I see these things. I'm on social media. I see them every day, multiple times a day. And again, don't shoot the messenger. A lot of them, they're really good stuff. I think it's working. So in voir dire, no one's really ever talked about this, is are you asking jurors, have you ever seen plaintiff attorney advertisements on social media? What did you see? Did you like it? What was the message? Was this something that you liked? Did you comment on it? And stuff. I don't think anybody's asking that in jury selection, are you? Maybe it's time to start asking that. But I guess the bigger question is, to what extent, if any, can or should the insurance industry and the defense bar be trying to counter this message? I've seen nothing. I've seen nothing. I haven't seen anybody come out of social media saying, oh, by the way, yeah, they're going to take 40% of your money plus all the expenses. So in the end, you're getting about this much, where we could have gotten you better money a hell of a lot earlier and saved you a lot of headaches. Like I haven't heard that message. So I don't know where this is going, but I thought it was important to kind of bring this up on a podcast. Kind of interesting stuff. I just want to share this stuff with you. So short podcast today. Just want to get that kind of out there, get some discussion going on about it. But yeah, go through social media. They're very big on TikTok, very, very big on TikTok, because it's all video based. And just, go in the search bar, type in plaintiff law firm or plaintiff attorney. And you'll see them all all coming up. I saw one this morning. This guy's really good. I saw one this morning where the guy walked through. He's like, "Here's how I cross-examine a defense expert." Didn't say anything about money. Didn't say anything about, "Hey, I'm going to get you a lot of money or a big settlement." Just said, "Here's here's how I handle this situation." Comes up at deposition, comes up at trial. I have to cross-examine an expert that the insurance company has hired to testify against you and your claims. And here's how I get him. Here's how I zap him every time. And he walks right through what he does to show, hey, I know what I'm doing here. Okay? So, very interesting stuff. I have not seen anything coming from the other side, except this podcast. Again, go look around. You'll see a lot of criminal podcasts out there, criminal law. Any of the civil stuff is mostly plaintiff. Again, defense, civil litigation. There's a couple out there that don't post too often. As you know, we post every Monday morning. Speaking of that, please, on whatever platform you're listening, YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple, whatever, iHeartRadio, leave us a rating, leave us a review. We love to get feedback. Hope everybody's going well out there. Dog days of summer are approaching, so it's gonna be hot as hell. But you know what? I kind of like the summertime. The problem is my poor son is not going to be going to the beach. Is not going to be now. I think he is going to be cleared eventually to get into our swimming pool. That'll be key because he do some of the therapy in the swimming pool. So it'll be 93 degrees out, sunny here in Florida. He can get into the pool. I can get in there with them, do some of the rehab exercises in the pool. I think that'd be a good thing, right? Have a little bit of fun. But he's certainly not going to Daytona Beach and jumping in and out of the 4 to 5 foot waves on the beach. No, we're not. that will lead to a second ACL and meniscus tear, which we want to avoid. So, all right, that's the updates. Litigation Psychology Podcast brought to you by Courtroom Sciences. I'm Dr. Bill Kanaski. We will see you next time.